I told you guys this Donald Trump guy was going to win. We've been telling you this for a year and a half. When Donald Trump first began, when he was at 4%, we were saying here at Shoebat.com that Donald Trump is going to win. I was telling you guys this. I wrote an article about it a few days ago saying, listen, Donald Trump is most likely going to win. I told you guys this stuff. I said he's going to win, and I gave you guys all the reasonings that I have for making the prediction of Donald Trump's victory. I gave you guys the Walmart factor. I said, listen, I made a video about this. I gave you guys the Walmart factor. The Walmart factor. Walmart is the most popular store in America. The majority of Americans shop at Walmart. So if you get the Walmart shoppers, you're going to win. Well, guess what? The guy got the Walmart shoppers. I talked about the celebrity status, the pertinence, the importance of the celebrity status. The guy started the #1 show for like 10 whole years in the United States. For 10 whole years, his show, The Apprentice, was the #1 show in the United States. You can't beat that. Jeb Bush spent tens of millions of dollars. All these other, primary candidates, all these guys who wanted to become the Republican candidate for the presidency, they were spending tens of millions of dollars against Donald Trump. It didn't work because all the money that they spent was nothing in comparison to all the hours the people have been spending watching Donald Trump on his show. So he had the celebrity status, and that celebrity status transcends all of the boundaries of political differences in this country. So you can have a liberal, he's going to vote for Donald Trump because he's the Donald. You have a conservative, he's going to vote for Donald Trump because he's the Donald. He started this show. Another thing, the Chick-fil-A factor. The Chick-fil-A factor. That is the evangelical powerhouse. And they are extremely powerful. The evangelicals are very powerful. They are some of the most powerful people in the world. And you saw what happened. They started messing with the CEO of Chick-fil-A and all these people. I remember seeing it myself. Lines from the entrance of Chick-fil-A down to the middle of the road. People were lining up just to eat Chick-fil-A, just to say F you to these sodomite elites. So you had that factor. And when Donald Trump came over in the debate against Hillary Clinton, and he said, listen, Hillary Clinton wants to murder children. Hillary Clinton is evil. Hillary Clinton is the devil. That really resonated with people. People voted for him for that. He had zeal. He had spirit. He had enthusiasm. Yes, I have criticized Donald Trump on certain things, but that's because I'm not a bullshit artist. That's because I actually look at people, not for, oh, he's Donald Trump, I'm going to worship him, but I see him and I say, listen, he's a better candidate than Hillary Clinton. Very obvious. You can't argue that. But yet you have these bastards and all these schmucks, these never-Trumpers. They're all bastards. They're like, oh, he's not going to win. Oh, he's going to lose. Oh, he's not going to stand a chance against Hillary. Are you out of your freaking mind? They say, oh, the Mexicans aren't going to vote for Donald Trump. The blacks aren't going to vote for Donald Trump. And you got all these Latino people, all these Cubans who survived Castro, who escaped communism. They hate communism. Thank you very much, Mr. Castro, for giving us all these citizens who suffered under communism and therefore hate communism. And yet all these people, they voted for Donald Trump. They all came in and voted for Donald Trump. Think about it. You think a Latino male is going to vote for Hillary Clinton? You think a black dude who's like, I like Donald Trump, I want his money. I like the guy, but I want his money. You think that guy is going to vote for some old white hag? You think he's going to vote? To him, he's like a white female slave owner. Like, I ain't going to vote for that crazy woman. She's just a white elitist slave owner for all I know. Think about it. You got to put yourself in the mind of the people. So you had Latino people coming in and saying, we don't want communism. Okay, I live under communism, I live under Castro, I live under the reign of terror of Che Guevara, and I'm not going to vote for that whore, Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to vote for that Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to vote for her. No, hell no. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. And you had black folks coming in saying, I ain't going to vote for that crazy woman. No, man, she a devil, that woman. She a devil, that woman. And then you had the most powerful part of the voting sector of this country, and that is the white male. And here, for hours and hours, I was seeing the news downplaying the white male. They were saying, oh, uneducated white males. Uneducated white males. Who gives a damn if they're uneducated? Who gives a damn if they've never been to university? I had never been to university, and I was making predictions about Donald Trump better than these educated, elitist, snobs, presumptuous pieces of garbage. That is the bottom line. God bless the uneducated people of this country. They got more sense than the educated. If being uneducated means having wisdom, having common sense, understanding morality, understanding that killing children is wrong, if that means you're uneducated, may I always be uneducated. So Donald Trump won. A lot of blacks voted for him. A lot of Latinos voted for him. And a lot of uneducated white people also voted for him. And God bless all of them. And you know what? A lot of people in different countries love Donald Trump. A lot of people in the Middle East love Donald Trump, and they hate Hillary Clinton because they don't want another despot who is going to perpetuate the destruction of the Middle East, who's going to perpetuate the destruction of their region. And Donald Trump was the only guy who said, I was not for the Iraq War. I'm not for the Iraq War. I think it's an absolute disaster. Look at all the hundreds of thousands of people who died on account of the invasion in Iraq. So, believe me, you're going to be seeing people in the Middle East cheering the Trump victory because they don't want this crap. And you're going to be seeing Middle Eastern people coming out saying things like, that Obama guy, he was a piece of garbage, and that Hillary Clinton woman also piece of garbage. Kus image, ibn sharmuta, and every Arabic cuss word you can think of. So a lot of people all around the world are going to be happy about a Trump victory. And you're going to be seeing Russian people by the millions celebrating the Trump victory. How could American people vote for this woman? There is no way any sane, moral nation, Christian nation will vote for this woman. She wants to go kill babies. Why do you have to live in a society where you have to explain to people why it's wrong to kill babies? And Obama wants to take over the world with gay. He wants to take over the world with this gay, with Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, and you have to explain to people why it's wrong for another man to sodomize another man. What kind of a world do we live in? Where we have to explain that homosexuality is sickness. Thank God American people vote for a leader who have good sense, you know. Good leader who have sense, not pushing gay. You know, he fight Muslim terrorists. You know, not pushing gay. You know, gay man think he a woman, puts on dress. Puts on dress. He get in car pretty soon. Red light mean green. Who knows? All of a sudden, red light mean blue. Everything is just upside down. So a lot of Eastern European people, a lot of Slavic people. But there's another thing that I want to get to here. And that is the future. What could a Trump presidency entail? Well, this is what I think is going to happen. You're going to be seeing the liberals become emboldened in this country, the far left. They are going to become emboldened. Remember what happened when Bush was president? I remember, and I'm sure many of you do as well. I remember going into the bookstores when Bush was president and seeing all these books on atheism. More so than now. More so than when Obama was president. It's just seeing all these books, you know, God doesn't exist, this doesn't exist, that Christianity is false, etc., etc., all this garbage. And it was all coming out under the Bush administration. So in a way, the far left wants Donald Trump to win because they're going to make a lot of money under him. Because with him in office, a lot of the leftist people are going to be afraid. They're going to see him as a terrorist, and they're going to see him as Hitler and all this stuff. And so a lot of the far left elitist intellectuals, they're going to capitalize on that, and they're going to write books on the subject. They're going to be doing lectures, all that stuff. So you're going to be seeing an emboldened far left. You are also going to be seeing an emboldened far right. Now, when I say far right, I'm not talking about Chick-fil-A's who are, you know, driving down the road to pick up some chicken sandwiches for their family before the Bible study. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who love Hitler, people who are racialists, people who believe in eugenics. And I know that's not most of you, okay? I hope so. But there's a lot of people like that, especially in Europe. So whatever happens in the U.S., it follows like dominoes into Europe. So when Bush was president, a lot of different countries, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of countries in Europe were voting for their George Bushes. When Obama won, a lot of countries in Europe were voting for their Obamas. Okay, we saw this with France, with Francois Hollande. We saw this with Germany, with Merkel. And Merkel, she claims to be conservative and all that, but she's very liberal. So with the victory of Donald Trump, we're going to be seeing a domino effect into Europe. And we're already seeing a lot of these populist politicians running in Europe. Okay, so you see the AFD, you see Frauke Petri, you see even the Christian Democrats, that's Merkel's party. You see them even adopting the ways of the AFD, and you see them becoming more and more populist, more and more anti-immigrant. You're seeing this in France with, of course, the National Front Party with Marine Le Pen. You're seeing this with the Netherlands. In fact, now you have Geert Wilders using Donald Trump's slogan, but he replaces the word America with the Netherlands. So he says, make the Netherlands great again. So you're already seeing a rise of this stuff in Europe. Now, am I saying that Trump is Hitler? Absolutely not. No, that's not what I'm arguing. But what I am saying is that populism in the US is going to embolden the racialists in Europe. It's going to embolden the racialists in Europe. It's going to reinvigorate them. So when you have in Europe, you have a very nasty recipe in Europe. In Europe, you have all these immigrants. They're causing all these problems in Sweden and Germany, etc. And you have all these populist political parties rising up. Racialism is becoming very popular. Nazism, neo-Nazism is becoming very popular, especially in Germany. And then you have a populist victory in the United States. That is going to give confidence to these people in Europe, because they see Trump. They may not see him as a Nazi, but they see him as a person who's going to lead the world into the right direction. Okay, their world, their perspective on what the world should be. That is. So you're going to be seeing the rise of people like people like Frauke Petri, the Alternative Party for Germany, all this stuff. So you're going to be seeing the rise of Nazism in Europe, especially Germany. Keep your eyes on Germany. This is what I'm saying. I made the prediction for Donald Trump's victory. And I'm making these predictions in regards to Europe. Let's just say I have eyes for these things. And from my own reading of history, and from what I'm looking at right now, and what's going on in the world currently, I feel that the First World War is coming back. I feel like we're going back into another world war. The world war is going to spark in Europe. It's going to spark in the Middle East. It's going to spark in the Muslim world. And America is eventually going to be pulled into it. And just as you saw in the years before the outbreak of the First World War, you're going to be seeing it again in the future. You're going to be seeing major military industrialization in Europe. You're going to be seeing a huge arms race occurring in Europe. Germany is going to increase its military industrialization. Great Britain is going to be doing the same. France is going to be doing the same. They're all going to be doing it. The major powers of Europe, Great Britain, France, and Germany. In Western Europe, these are the most powerful countries. And you're going to be seeing more and more German aggression towards Russia. You're going to see Germany increasing its domination in Europe. And eventually, it's all going to lead to a world war. And what's going to precede the eruption of violence in Europe is going to be the election of populist governments, ultra-nationalist governments. And while I'm most definitely happy for a Donald Trump victory over that wicked witch, Hillary Clinton, I am also trying to use some of my prudence to let you guys know that the idea of world peace, it's not going to be happening anytime soon. So while we should be excited for a Donald Trump victory, I understand you guys are excited. I'm excited for a Donald Trump victory. I'm excited that Hillary Clinton lost because now I have some hope left. There's some hope living within me that people in this country aren't sick enough to vote for this baby killer, this woman who wants to murder children, this Satan worshiper. While I'm very happy about this, I believe we should also look beyond the clouds of nationalist euphoria and understand that there is war that is about to erupt. There's a lot of tensions that are becoming more and more and more intense. And so let's not be lazy. Let's not just say, okay, Donald Trump won. Let's just go to sleep. Let's just relax. No. Yes, let's be happy that Donald Trump won, but at the same time, let's be prudent enough to understand and have enough foresight to understand that world peace is not going to be coming, that there's going to be a lot of problems in the future, that there's going to be a lot of violence in the future, horrific violence, and a great, dark, thick cloud is going to invade all the earth. And the world is going to be flooded with human blood, because there's going to be a lot of violence, a lot of bloodshed, and a lot of killing. You're going to see it. You are going to see it. Most people before World War I didn't think World War I was going to break out. In fact, they say that the summer of 1914, in which the First World War commenced, was the most beautiful summer. That summer of 1914, in that duration of time before the eruption of the Second World War, it was the greatest of all summers. It was the most serene of all summers. You had all sorts of technological advancement. And nations were at peace with one another. No one thought that war was going to just erupt as it did. So don't be those people. Be those watchers. Be those people on the watchtowers who look down and see what's happening, who see what's going on, and who have enough foresight to know that destruction is coming. Violence, persecution, oppression, war is coming. So just be prepared for that. And also, God bless Donald Trump for being the only guy amongst those Republican candidates to say, no, the Iraq war was a mistake. Look at all the damage that the Iraq war caused. And all these conservatives were like, oh yes, take down Saddam, kill Saddam. And look at what that did. Look at what that did. Thousands of Christians killed. Hundreds of thousands of people murdered, butchered because of removing Saddam Hussein. So I must say, God bless Donald Trump, and may God guide him to do righteousness. May God guide him to do righteousness. I'm serious. And may God use him to get rid of abortion and to get rid of this disgusting homosexual agenda, to uproot abortion and homosexual agenda from this country, to purge this nation of this evil. May he enact laws that will put sodomites to death. May he enact laws that will put abortionists to death. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a good night, everyone.
We're gonna knock the shit out of ISIS. It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
You're not going to raise that fucking price, you understand?
We'll beat the shit out of them. Now, by the way, I don't like this mic. Whoever the hell broke this mic system, don't be the son of a bitch to put it in, I'll tell you.
صدام يوم الكون كلها تهابوا يدرون لا صوب ما يختص وابو صدام يوم الكون كلها تهابوا يدرون لا صوب ما يختص وابو منصور يا الغالي يحرسك الله يعراقنا الغالي عليك اسم الله.
But it's political bullshit.
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.